Salute. How y'all doing? My name is Derek Williams. Shout out and respect due to my newest subscribers. Shelly is twin number 2. I had a chance to interact with her last night during one of my new best friend Hassan Campbell's lives last night. Your two SNL crew, Dr. DBBB, Zachary Dubose, Come Eat with T, 23KC, TR Nieri X. You have to go and subscribe to this man. He has this, I don't even know what type of style to call it. He is a very unique individual. I don't use that phrase loosely. He just is so engaging, and his demeanor is one of just brotherhood. And this is what, especially for black people, we should have more of. This dude, I love this boy. That's the only thing I can say about him. But his name is TR Nieri X. This dude is just really, he's an inspiration. West Indian dude. He saved from Jamaica. Wagwan. Bless Soldier for Jah. And West Philadelphia's own. And Sonia Busey, and Sonia Busey. And Philadelphia's Yakima Coles. Also, I often use the phrase hashtag my new best friend when I'm referring to Hassan Campbell. And apparently a lot of people that don't like me take it to heart. That's funny. Well, guess what? Somebody called me their new friend. Salute to my man's Joe Morrison. So I guess I get a hashtag. So Derek hashtag somebody's new best friend. But I'm also just one boy in the comment section on YouTube. The title of this presentation is Vaccines or Your Driver's License. I may change the title again, but right now that's the first thing that come to mind. I want to share something with you that is chilling, because it will come to America the same way. If you remember, I told you all that SB 277 is a law in California whereby no children can go to school without getting vaccinated, no exceptions, no get outs. And it has since moved over to Florida. They have a similar bill where they're mandating children to get shots, and the parents have no legal recourse. Now I'm from Mississippi. That's one of I think like 3 states where just ain't no religious exemptions, no personal exemptions, no type of exemption. And myself being said, I'm a medical worker. As a term of my employment, I have to take a flu vaccine. However, there is a protocol that I found very effective a few years ago, where basically you supplementing with vitamins and minerals and things of this nature, and you also detoxing at the same time, whereby you can mitigate a lot of the effects of the flu vaccine. I know that some of you all may be equivocal about the vaccine debate, whether or not they're safe and effective. I know that Dr. William Thompson came out a few years ago and said that yes, the CDC knew as early as 1999, 2000, that the MMR vaccine had a 300% fold increase in making black boys develop autism. And I think a lot of people who follow Hassan Campbell, and maybe some of you all who follow me, you haven't told me, but the population is growing every day. They're projecting now that by the year 2030, 1 in 2 children in America, black, white, don't matter, but 1 in 2 children in America will come down with autism. I graduated high school in 1985. In 1985, I believe that was 1 in 10,000. And this falls right in line with the increased vaccine schedule from 1986 on, when the federal government granted immunity to the vaccine industries. You start to see a steady decrease in the number. It went from 1 in 10,000 in 1985 to 1 in 68, I think, year before last. And I think this year now they have it about 1 in 56 or something like that. Not good. Not good at all. And it strikes the MMR specifically strikes black boys more so than girls for some reason. I don't know the science as to why, but that seems to be the case. But before I get into the story, I just wanted to pass along another bit of news. I did a video a few months back called Your Health Minute, and it featured Dwayne Johnson. And I said in that video the same thing I'm going to say in this video. Not The Rock Dwayne Johnson, but Dwayne Johnson was a California public school groundskeeper, and he was doused with the herbicide Roundup several times. I think some of the equipment that he had malfunctioned, and he was actually doused with this chemical. Well, he came down with a malignant form of cancer, and he was awarded $289 million. It was proven that Monsanto and the Roundup and the active ingredient in it, glyphosate, contributed to this man's cancer and actually exacerbated the problem. Well, don't you know that Monsanto's lawyers came right back around and wanted to retry this guy's case and said, well, look, let's reduce his judgment because he finna die any day now. They want to reduce his judgment of $289 million because Dwayne Johnson's finna die any day now. It don't matter, the hell with him. And glyphosate and Monsanto has since been bought out by Bayer. They were bought out last year, I think, for like $6.5 billion. You know, that's perception management, because when people hear the name Monsanto, that right away they don't want to fuck with it. But I'm just gonna get into the story right quick. I'll let you read the headline. Argentina's new vaccine law is a blueprint for American Real ID. And I'm going to read when I said about something that's precedent setting, you'll understand why. Argentina is in Central America, or South America, I'm sorry, as is Argentina. Colombia's law 1626 was introduced in 2013. Bureaucratic approved language by a handful of senators established that HPV vaccinations were free and mandatory. What followed was widespread injuries to little girls who received the HPV vaccine. Any of you all who follow the vaccine debate at all, you may have saw a few years ago. I believe the country was Guatemala, but they gave a room full of schoolgirls the HPV vaccine, and within moments you had mass convulsions. Everybody was seasoned in the class. My daughter Damaris is 14, and a few years ago she had to do a well check visit, and the doctor just kept trying to run my daughter with the HPV. You know, it's gonna stop sexually transmitted diseases, and she showed her this video on her phone. Backed her ass up, like Juvenile say, back that ass up. She don't even talk to my daughter about the HPV vaccine no more because I showed her that video, and my daughter ain't trying to get hurt. Bottom line. Well, at any rate, the authorities and health officials deemed that any and all serious side effects after the HPV vaccine were a part of mass hysteria collectively expressed by teenage girls. They started to blame the victim for all of the symptoms that they're having. It's hard to fake a seizure. It's hard to fake paralysis. One little girl in the UK, I think her name was Sally or something like that, but she actually is paralyzed from the neck down, I think, after receiving her final dose of HPV vaccine. In mid-December 2018, this is how it spreads, a precedent-setting thing. Argentina legislators unanimously proceeded to pass vaccine laws both chambers of Congress without debate, political discussion, and seeing just one negative vote against it. Learning nothing from the ongoing Colombian HPV issues, the new Argentinian law forces their entire 20 vaccine schedule upon its population, both children and adults. All right. And one of the Colombian doctors actually said, his name was Pablo Yedlin, he posted on Twitter, they, meaning the vaccines, are free and they are your right and your obligation. Well, I'm bringing this up for this fact. Now it's done got so bad in Argentina that they are now imposing you to have all current vaccinations, else you can't get your passport, else you can't get your driver's license. Let that sink in. This is going on in Argentina as we speak. Our media isn't talking about it all that much. And you need to understand that for this reason. If they're test running it in Central and South America and these girls are falling out left and right, it's going to come a day where these things are going to come here. Because as it is, I just found out today, I was listening at a podcast and come to find out, not only are children in America are going to be affected by having mandatory vaccines, and I think the vaccine schedule for kids today is 72. They're trying to put in the pipeline mandatory vaccinations for you and me, those of us are over 18. They're going to get major resistance, and they are getting major resistance now because, quite frankly, you have people like Brandy Vaughn, which was former Merck rep that sold Vioxx that was killing people. People are becoming informed. You know, Del Bigtree, Dr. Andrew Wakefield, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. People like that are really leading the charge. And even one of the Nation of Islam ministers, Tony Muhammad, out in California, they're leading the charge with trying to make people aware about this vaccine tyranny. And it's a slow creep. And that's I think that's I'm going to rename the title of this presentation, just a slow creep on your rights. That I think that's what I'll name it. But you want to look into this thing. And I would also say, if you really want to see a heartbreaking story on what these vaccines do, you want to go to the YouTube channel Vaxxed and just type in the McDowell twins. Absolutely will break your heart. So again, I want to thank all the new subscribers. I went over the 1,000 subscription mark 2 days ago, and I will be going live. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I will be going live, hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow night from a nice little sports bar that I found. So just, I try to keep all my videos short and to the point. So I'm going to just take a few questions, as I guess an AMA within reason. But I do an ask anything of me, and I just let you know how I feel about stuff and just what makes me tick. So again, all y'all take care. Greenville, Mississippi till I die. Free the Manic Asylum.